Ladies and gentlemen, we are just 4 minutes away from being live on Twitch. Make sure to get your phones out and follow the channel. It's twitch.tv/highschool_GG. Get out and follow all the action tonight.
That was a beautiful push by Downey.
That's 3 simultaneous kills for Warren, and this is all but over.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Dr. John Garcia.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here with you this evening. First and foremost, I want to congratulate our competitors tonight, and so we've got some ceremonial things we got to do before we have them take their seats. First and foremost, I want to congratulate them on making it to the finals and representing their schools. We obviously have our champions from Downey High School, and we have our champions from Warren High School. And we are here at the Downey Unified Esports Championship presented by Pac West. And we have a couple of individuals from Pac West here. Rob Cho from Pac West, president of Pac West. Where are you, Rob? Let's give, there he is in the background. Rob, thank you so much for sponsoring this evening. Pac West is an amazing partner with us, and Downey Unified appreciate everything. None of this would also be possible without the support that we get from our amazing Board of Education in Downey Unified. And we have our Board of Education members here with us this evening. President D. Mark Morris, Vice President Bobby Samperi, who I know is up here someplace, Martha Sotatani, our clerk. We have Ms. Nancy Swenson, Gigi Perez-Saab, Linda Saldana, Jose Rodriguez. Thank you to all of you, our amazing Board of Education, for their support. We have some district office staff, Dr. Roger Brosmer, Mr. John Harris, who represent our secondary division, Dr. Ronnie Birch, really supporting all our secondary students. And also, and some of you may be familiar with these folks, we have our principal from Warren High School, Dr. Carrie White, is here with us this evening. Dr. White. We also have our principal from Downey High School, the fearless leader, Tom Houts, is here with us this evening. And our principal from Columbus, Dr. Sochi Ortiz, as well. All of them great supporters of their esports teams and everything that happens at our schools. We're very, very appreciative of them and proud of them for all the work they do with all of you all year long. We also have, I want to make sure and congratulate and thank our amazing coaches, Mr. Krause, Coach Beaver, Coach Blanca Rivera, Coach Quintero, Coach Davenport, for all their work with the teams this year. So we get asked, why does Downey Unified do esports? Why do you have an esports championship? Why do you have an esports competition? Why all this? Because the truth is, guys, it's not about playing video games. It's not just about playing Overwatch or learning how to play a game. What we're doing and everything we do in Downey Unified boils down to three things, and making sure that every one of you, our graduates, and the community knows and understands that every one of our kids graduates college and career ready, globally competitive, and a citizen of strong character. And those three things are important. So how does esports fit into that? Well, guys, esports is a multi-billion-dollar industry globally. And it's not just about the players. It's all of those careers that are involved in game development, in putting on the competitions, all of the things associated with that. And you know what? Our students in Downey Unified can earn college credit through West Hills Community College for being a part of our gaming pathway. That's what we're after. This is just kind of a symbol that we do because we love the competition in Downey Unified, especially Warren versus Downey competitions, right? We love those. But it's really about making sure that all of you know and understand there are so many careers associated with the gaming industry, and if this is your passion, there's a way to go out there and make a living at it with the proper training, with getting yourself educated, and all the things you need to do. But that's why we do what we do in Downey Unified. It's making sure that all of you have a solid foundation, and gaming is an absolute part of that because there's a lot of careers to be had in this industry. So with that, before I turn it over, I will sign off by saying congratulations to the championship team from each high school, and have a good game. GG to both teams. Thanks, everyone. Alan Zach.
What's up? My name is Alan Zach. I run Carrot. We put on the esports tournament. We're so proud to. This is our 4th year doing it. You guys bring it every year. We look forward to this tournament. Cave, are you in the house? Vike Vibe, you in the house? Upper Deck, are you in the house? We're going to work on that. We have some special guests up there. They're trying to figure all this out. And they asked me, why should I go to this esports tournament? I said, because Downey and Warren know how to bring it. You're going to bring it. So, just like every year, we are streaming this worldwide on Twitch. You heard the handle. So you want to be loud. They're going to hear it. It's going to be a lot of excitement, but again, worldwide. So we're very excited to bring it to the world with you guys. So I was on stage, and it's so good to be back on stage. 2 years ago was the last time we were here. Now, 2 years ago, Warren just won their 2nd championship. Then we had this thing called the pandemic, and we went virtual. Well, in the season when we had it virtual, Downey took the championship. So it's going to be really exciting to see in the 4th year who's going to bring home the district trophy. Now you heard Dr. Garcia talk about jobs. And a lot of people say, I don't understand esports and jobs. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. These just aren't words. These are careers. And gaming has a huge connection to STEAM. And you may not know it, but many of you are STEAM-minded. And what I mean by that is when you talk to an engineer or a scientist or a mathematician, you ask them how they solve a problem. You ask them how they think, problem solve, work as a team, fail, learn from the failure, and move on. Well, that's exactly what game designers do when they design games. They think about a story, they put in problems in the place, they want the player to fail, to learn, to move on, work as a team to get the task done. We know statistically 80% of high school students are either casual or hardcore gamers. You already have a STEAM mentality. You already have it. Now, the reason why that's important is because in the next couple years, for the next decade, there's going to be over 4 million jobs unfilled in the US in the STEAM areas. There's a huge opportunity for you to think about how you can leave your mark, change the world. And don't think of STEAM as someone in a white lab coat or an engineer behind a desk trying to figure out how to get a rocket to the moon. There are millions of jobs in the STEAM areas that you should be exploring. What's exciting about both your high schools is that you have career pathways now, and you can explore that. And if any middle school students are in the room, welcome, and think about when you get into high school, what kind of career path you want to take. So, I know you've heard me say this before. We need you to innovate and disrupt. We need you to dream big. And we need you to change the world. Who's with me? All right, let's talk a little esports. So these two teams battled it out for the last 6 weeks. They had a round robin at each respective schools, and tonight you're seeing the best from those schools. It's going to be great. They're going to be playing 5 maps, best of 5. Well, I'm sorry, they're not going to be playing 5. It's the best of 5. So hopefully we're going to see a really good game. The winning team gets the prize package. Each member of the team gets a customized trophy and a championship ring from Herf Jones. They get a game accessories package from SteelSeries worth $800. They get a tour from one of our partners, Gen G's headquarters, where they're going to actually meet top game industry leaders. And the winning school gets $1,000 in computer supplies and the trophy from the district. I too would like to echo what Dr. Garcia said. I want to thank Pacific West. I want to thank Downey Unified's board and their leaders. I want to thank the IT team for helping us put this on. I want to thank the coaches. But I also want to thank the principals, the leaders of your schools. But rather have me talk about it, let's bring them out. Mr. House and Dr. White!
All right, so you heard about all the reasons why you want to do it, all the jobs that are out there, all the money that you can make, but you know what? It's just plain fun, and whenever Downey and Warren can get after it, no matter what it is, let's get it on.
Okay, so I love our cave. It is amazing. Thank you, guys. Okay. So 3 years ago, we threw it out to the cave that there was an opportunity for an esports event. And 10 competitive teams responded, and we were shocked. Since then, we have a gaming pathway. We've taken home the trophy twice, 2 out of 3 times. And we've been able to create another annual competitive event for both schools that everybody looks forward to. And this is truly one of my favorite events. I love this event. And I think the only thing missing is the trophy for the 3rd time, which I know we'll get tonight. And an all-girls team, which I am confident we will get next year. Great luck to both teams, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Just a few more people to thank. Well, SteelSeries, Steel Sports, Orange Coast College. I don't know if you know this, but every student that participated in our esports program was allowed to sign up for free to 2 online game design courses offered by a college, which they get 3 transferable graded credits for on their transcripts. Activision Blizzard, Herf Jones, Todd Connolly, and the whole HighSchool GG team for putting this on. and my team at Carrot. We cannot do it with all of them. Now, you heard Dr. Garcia say the words that are very common in the gaming industry, and that is GG. And what does it stand for? So, when the players get announced, wish them GG, each one of them, GG. Let's practice. When I say GG, you say GG. GG! GG! Upper deck, GG! You're awake. Okay, good. You're welcome. All right, with that, now, if you're over 30, you're probably going to look at the screen going, I have no idea what's going on there, and that's okay. Listen to the students. They know what's going on. But for those of you who want a little more lesson, we're going to have live casters here announcing the play-by-play. So, without further ado, let me introduce Keegan and Molly, your casters for the night. Thank you very much. GG, let's have some fun!
A team will physically lift up the trophy. Warren has won this cup twice. Downey has won it once, but Downey is the defending champions between these two schools. In the 4th year of the rivalry, one team will lift it. Welcome everybody up here to the Casters booth. Keegan Clutch Kyoto alongside Molly Gyrostrike Tapkin, and it's going to be a great game here, a rivalry for 4 years now, going into its 4th year, I should say, and we got plenty to talk about. And of course, for those that don't know Overwatch, we will explain it as we go along the way, and we'll have some videos for you as well. But let's not get this show going any slower. Let's go right on to the team introductions with Todd.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your 2021 Warren Bears.
All right, Warren, you're
What?
supposed to say Downey.
Oh, Downey?
Hey, Warren,
Okay.
get Warren.
Well, we can do Downey first.
No, you said Warren Bears. You can't switch it.
Okay.
Come on, let's go.
Your starting lineup, Mr. Matthew Largo, Cookie. Up next is Jacob Machia, Calitro 17. Jacob. Up next is Mina Malik. Marshmallow. Up next is Kayla Villanueva, known as Kayon. Kayon in the starting lineup. Up next is Adrian Bermejo, known as Bacon Pancake. Give it up for Vianney Richards, known as Parsicle. Rounding out your starting lineup, it's Yash Pagat, known as Michas. And this is all possible thanks to your coaches, Mr. David Quintero and Henry Davenport. One more time, let's give it up for the team Warren High School ABG. Wow, let's see if you can beat that. Are you ready for the Vikings? Okay, your starting lineup for your Downey Vikings, the team that made it to the finals, Trunk Monkeys, Aiden Cervantes, the War of 1812. You go, Aiden. Up next, we got Gio Aguirre. The Reactor, 1-5. Anthony Rojo. Dark Light X, everyone. How about a big warm welcome for Isaac Morales, known as Don Shrek. Give it up for Andrew Escobedo, Brother Horse.
is under consideration of Control, and we are going into the map of Ilios. So lots of different options there. So a very interesting start. Not the normal start of, you know, Lijiang or Busan. Sometimes we see a lot of, but now it's going to go to Ilios. Still a great map, though, to start off on.
Yeah, I feel like for Ilios, it's a hit and miss for a lot of people. I either hear it's people's favorite control map or their least favorite control map. I happen to particularly enjoy it myself.
And we'll talk about this map coming up here in a little while. But first and foremost, for those that don't know the game, well, let's start off with Control. And here's a little video explaining to you how Control works. In Control, both teams are fighting against each other to secure a neutral objective. To secure the objective area, there must be at least one team member on the point without contest from the other team. During a contest, the team that controls the point will still earn percentage until the area is captured by the opposing team. If the team secures an objective area to 100%, that team wins the map. The first team to secure 2 of the 3 objective maps wins the match. So basic point of this is got to win 2 out of 3 in order to secure yourself a first point here. And Ilios, and looks like we are going to the ruins to start. So this is very open map. Yeah. Very open to interpretation. Assemble the hero's phase. Got about 30 seconds until we prepare to attack, but this is so open. Snipers galore, hit scans galore. It could be anything, really.
Absolutely. And I feel like King of the Hill, or, you know, this map is one of the easiest for people who maybe don't know how Overwatch works. Basically just, you know, whoever's in the center the longest kind of wins. And for those of you who have a hard time following Overwatch, don't worry. Even people who know Overwatch have a hard time too. Just keep an eye on the top right corner. It'll kind of let you know who's dying, who's doing the killing, and who's doing the winning.
The gates will open up, and we are underway with the Downey Unified Esports League Championship here from Downey Theater. And already looking like a fast-paced game coming out from the side of Downey. Downey in the red, Warren in the blue. Respectful colors to start, as they'll be switching sides, obviously, as we go on throughout the whole tournament. But question remains, who will be able to start off on the right foot? Getting this first tap is so important. And look who they have in the back line. Brother Horse already trying to get themselves positioned in. And they are now surrounded all throughout this whole thing. They are pinched in. And Downey's already going to get the first pick on the board here from kills from both the Winston and the Reaper. And everybody just wants in on the Downey party here. Downey's going to get themselves the first picks.
Downey taking that very first win on the map. They're going to go back and cap it. You can see at the top, percentage is going to start going up for Downey. They want to get that to 100 in order to win the round. Now, I think both teams there did play a nice little slow, careful push at first. Poked a little, but didn't get too over cocky. They kind of
That's a huge hook from Warren there. Warren's going to be able to get the first pick, and that brings everybody else down. However, Bravo Rates brings it back even as both of the off-healers down to start off. But it's not going to last for long. This fight is still scrumming around here. There is no such thing as trades unless you're watching this fight here. There's no such thing as a slow fight for you, but it is Downey that's going to be able to win this fight.
That was a massive hook on the side of Marshmallow, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough to win them the fight. And I noticed here we're seeing kind of similar comps that we saw yesterday in our last game. A lot of McCree, a lot of Reaper, and a lot of Orion Cassidy.
So Cassidy is one of the great picks right now, at least until they try to change Cassidy up. Cowboys still look great. That's basically any team. Sacrifice are going to come out, and a Death Blossom at the same time. There's nothing stopping the Vikings right now, as it is all in Downey's hands. Not a single kill on the board for Warren. Athena calls team kill, and Downey pretty much in one fight territory at this point if this keeps going.
It's going to be really, really important. Warren probably only has one more push to win this round. Now we did see a lot of ultimates just get used on Downey's side, but they're also coming up with some as well. Warren is going to have really careful application in this next fight to make sure that they basically win it. Otherwise, we're going to have to go to the next map.
Well, let's see if we go to the next map with a point on the board for Downey. However, Immortality Field already down. This would be a perfect time for the self-destruct, which is going to go out, and it does find himself a Roadhog kill. 3 down, 3 left to go for the side of Warren. 93% are rolling. All they need to do is shoot away. 96% they invest in the sound barrier just in case anybody decides to touch, but it will not happen. And Downey's got themselves point number 1 on a clean 100-0.
Now, if you're here for Warren, I wouldn't worry too much. The first game, we like to say, is often a warm-up game anyway.
So the warm-up game indeed doesn't go the way of the Bears. Instead, it goes on the way of the Vikings of Downey. And I mean, so far so good as they start to assemble their heroes. They're looking really good right now. Downey crowd absolutely excited on our way out here. So we got ourselves a little bit of a good fight to start, at least if you're the Vikings.
Yeah, it was a little bit scrappy. I think each team is just getting a little bit of a taste for each other. I'm really excited to see basically how they utilize all the training they've had from this current season, come together, because they haven't faced each other yet. And this is the first time that these teams are seeing each other in the tournament. It's going to be a very, I'm hoping to see a long-lasting, fair match.
Downey High School playing within their own school, same thing like Warren up until we get to this point. This is the culmination match, and this is everything on the line. But, I mean, there is a consolation prize at the end. We'll talk about this. But so far, again, look at this pressure from Downey. They are just piling it in. And the zoning as well. I mean, they've got them all in one place, and this Winston is running. He's keeping them together, making the damage possible. And the Downey team just cannot find an answer.
You're right. They are going to have to. Right now, we're still looking very similar comps as the last round. I think the only thing we're seeing is the Orisa. And they're really going to have to figure out. They're going to need to pinpoint what exactly what are they struggling with here? What do they need to change? Is it their comp? Is it their play style? And they're going to need to isolate and identify their win condition. Who needs to go down on Downey in order for them to win this next fight coming up?
So Downey looking like they really want to tie up this rivalry series in its 4th year. Score right now is 2-1 in favor of Warren. They can go into the series score, but Downey right now trying to tie it up at all costs. They use the primal range to stay alive. The immortality field already having to be used, but it does not even matter. They get 1 healer on each side, but the whole hog does get pulled out. Takes down Parsicle. 5v4 in favor of the Vikings from Downey. The sound barrier also used to keep themselves alive. They don't even have a shield anyways from the side of Warren, so this is going to eat up a lot of their health, and it absolutely does. Vikings stay in command.
So we can see here on the side of Warren, like you said, they don't have a shield tank. So it's really, really important that they avoid damage and deal damage, because there's not a lot of safety from where they can do that from. You have to play very, very carefully. And they need to basically utilize that superior damage output to basically take advantage of Downey's lack of it, you know what I mean? But we do have a number of ultimates here on the board, and we need to be careful in how they trade. Warren invested 2 defense ultimates in that last fight, and they don't have anything to protect themselves from Downey coming up.
Well, let's see what happens here. And again, no shield, and especially with damage dealers, shields are going to be super important coming up with that. But the Hulk starts them off on the right foot. Warren's got a shot at this to try to take over the point. The Dragon Strike zones them out, splits down like the Red Sea parts, and actually is knocked into the map, so Downey's got themselves a little bit of an advantage. Soundwave knocks Parsicle into the map, and this is not looking good for the side of Warren right now. They try to knock him off, but actually the soldier jumps over during that whole hog. It's not going to do much of anything. Somebody's got to touch. It's not going to be the Diva with 95% and rolling. If anybody can touch here within the last 2%, they will keep it, but it will not happen. Downey strikes first in this series. They're up 1-0.
Oh no, it's always so unfortunate to see people go down into the well. Don't you know you can't play by the well when there's a Lucio? I should know. I've been the Lucio, and I've been a victim of the Lucio.
No one likes to fall down the well.
No one likes to fall down.
But that's one of the aspects as well of this game that makes it so great. And we see them play the game here with the Death Blossom. Double kill on the Death Blossom as well as the Tactical Visor. I mean, so far so good here on the side of Downey. Really, they spent their ultimates well. They used their abilities well. They zoned well as well. You notice, again, the pinch at the very start, right? You know when they got to rush them. They do with that Lucio. Get them in, rushing them, and it's huge for them so far.
I am also really excited to see Lucio on both sides and to see that they are utilizing the speed boost, because that's what Lucio is for. Because yesterday we saw a lot of Lucio and a lot of double main heals, and that leads to just 2 very different play styles. But now we can really see the difference in how those 2 teams utilize those 2 things, most effectively.
And you say yesterday as well, because yesterday we were down at Bassett District over there, Bassett Unified School District, for their championship game, and we saw this 200-0. Could it be the same thing where we could go 3-2 here, or is it going to be a 3-0, 3-1? Who knows at this point? But safe to say, so far so good for Downey at the very least. They're up 1-0 in a clean 200-0 so far. All right, first map is done. We have a little bit of a performance for you coming out right now. They start off on the right foot, so how about the cheerleaders come out and start them off? Here are your Downey cheerleaders to get you in between first and second map. All right, and there they were, the Downey cheerleaders, probably more excited now that they've got 1 point in the bag already for themselves.
Absolutely.
So the Vikings are in a very good position to start. You always want to start off on the right foot, obviously, with the first point. And again, a clean 100-0 on both the Ruins and the Well. I mean, that is hard to do.
It is.
In most cases.
But we also know it doesn't guarantee victory.
It doesn't.
We cannot lose hope just yet because we have seen, every team has their strengths on different kinds of maps. Sometimes when you're not good at King of the Hill, you're good at Assault or you're good at Payload, and we have those in the bag as well. And we're really gonna be able to see which team flourishes where, because they do allow for different heroes, different comps, and sometimes you're just better at a different map.
And we might get to see a hint of that coming up here because it is going to be a combination of 2 game modes, as we'll see here in a little while. But it's going to be a hybrid coming up next for these teams, and Kings Row is the next map. We'll talk about the map here in just a second, but first and foremost, if you don't know what hybrid is all about, well, here you go. In hybrid, there is an attacking and a defending team. The attacking team's job is to try and first secure an objective area and then lead a payload to the end of the map. The defending team's job is to stop them at all costs. The first point is a capture area. To capture a point, the attacking team must clear the objective area and secure it to 100%. If your team manages to get a third of 100% before being knocked off, the attacking team is awarded a tick towards securing the objective. If the attacking team secures the area, they are then given additional time and a payload appears. The attacking team must escort the payload by having at least 1 team member on the payload to advance it. If a defender contests the payload, it will stop moving until the defenders are cleared off. If a payload hits a checkpoint, the attacking team is awarded additional time. If the team captures the first objective area and the 2 escort checkpoints, they have completed the map and earned 3 points. Whichever team has the most points at the end of the match wins. So there you go, a little bit of a combination between control, or rather 2 CP, if you will, and then you got
a capture point, a little bit of
escort.
payload.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you got a little bit of both worlds here, but the first and foremost thing is you got to get the control point. And remember, day 1 of our road trip here in the high school GG road trip, obviously with the different counties, is when we saw this first map, the point was captured pretty easily.
It was, but it turned into a pretty close fight between the 2 schools. And Kings Row tends to be a fan favorite. I'm very, very excited to see what these 2 teams pull out because sometimes some shenanigans can happen, and I think we might have some to look forward to.
And I mean, you call it Scrims Row for a reason. That's a nickname given within the esports community, or rather the Overwatch community, I should say. It's called Scrims Row for a reason. It's so open to interpretation, right, that basically anything can happen. So anything can get pulled out, and it's okay, really. I mean, if it works, right? So let's see what happens here. Downey's going to be the first one to attack. Downey stays in the red, Warren in the blue. Warren will be the first one to defend. And they're going to try the TP strat on top of the statue. However, he has to fall. Considering all the damage, the shield wasn't placed correctly, therefore all the damage could flow right into the Bastion very quickly. However, the aggressiveness from Downey is still going to continue here. They have to make sure that they are out of the way of this Bastion. But the Sawyer caught sleeping, and all he has to do is swing away. Point cleared, and like I said, just like the snap of the fingers, Downey is going to be able to add 2.5 to their clock.
Yep, and you can tell they practice that. Anyone who's a little familiar with Overwatch knows in order to pull off something like that, that is something you need to practice. You need clear communication and a very clear idea of what you were doing at what time. And it's very obvious that Downey had that in their pockets ready.
Now the question is, are they going to keep it? That's the thing, because they could turn this right into what we call the pirate ship combination, where you have the shield and you have obviously the cannon on
the gunner on the ship.
The gunner on the ship, which it could be, but I mean, we'll see if that doesn't indeed happen. But we saw this last night. Street Space got to be one of the tougher portions.
Much different than the first point.
Yeah, much different. I mean, you've got a little bit more defensively going for you if you're Warren right now. That's exactly what happened. They switched on over the soldier to start.
They're not prepared for the Bastion.
And they're not prepared for the flank Bastion. Bastion gets behind them. But they bubble just in time, and the Earth Shatter is there. The Nano Boost happens to be there as well, but this Reinhardt in so much trouble. Kinetic Flux is also up. This is going to cause a lot of damage to be placed down. Coalescence is going to have to save them for now. A lot of ultimates being used. Tactical Visor at the very same time. That's a great Bionade too. But it's still the ultimates that pull out. And it's Downey on the kill feed. It's going to be able to take advantage of all the ultimates being used. And the payload advances.
A fight. What a fight. We saw at least 2 tank ultimates invested. What I really like though is As soon as Warren realized the Bastion was behind them, they pushed forward so the Bastion couldn't see them anymore. The Bastion was effectively out of the fight for majority of that fight, and they didn't even have to do anything about it, which was really, really smart when you can't address it immediately. Just make it so we can't see you.
Top of the arrow, and the P stands for payload. Obviously, you're looking for the arrow to meet that blue arrow to give yourself an additional 90 seconds on the clock. We'll see if Warren can stop them right here. The Bionate catches 3, and that's an important 3. Oh my goodness! Here comes Downey, swing, away comes Dart like X, and give them another 90 on the clock.
Oh my gosh! For anyone who missed it, the War is playing a character who can make it so you cannot heal your teammate, your enemy. That your enemy cannot heal any longer. And the War landed a beautiful anti-healing nade on the enemy team, and just made it so they could not heal, and they just fell like dominoes.
And a big 3 as well. I mean, you talk about Aeon going down there, Bacon Pancake going down, HighSchool as well, caught inside of there. That's 2 of your tanks. And if they die on that Bionate, that is huge for them. So 5 minutes on the clock. Remember, folks, standard time bank when you start this is 4 minutes. They could complete it before we even get there. Now it's the Bionated Bastion that is stunned, slept, and everything, and the Downey gets 2 kills. Warren's able to defend here. The Bears come out of this unscathed, and they will back the Vikings up.
The amount of dedication Warren has to their Ana player. Kalitro there was in so much trouble. Kalitro had a nanoed Bastion coming for them, and Kalitro said, nope, no healing for you, and I'm gonna go hide, and the rest of Kalitro's team said, don't worry, we will save you. And they got their Ana out alive and won the fight.
Look at this already. I mean, you take a look at the ultimate pulls here. It's not much, really, from either side up until we get to the real fight. That's a great sleep, by the way, onto Dawn Strike, but for how long can they hold on to it? See it thinking, well, the Junkrat switches up. Gravitic Flex gets at least 3, but it's flashed out of it. No longer able to use it, and now it is Warren's turn to try and flip this fight. Riptire comes out. It's a triple. Welcome to the Marshmallow Show, and the Riptire gets a triple, and that is all for naught. Warren sends him back.
Absolutely love it. I think we saw the same thing with Bassett last night. We saw a Junkrat come out on 3rd point and got some amazing fights out of it. And we're gonna see here how they respond to that Junkrat.
And this is always gonna be the toughest fight towards the end, right? Always gonna be, because Spawn Room's gonna be in favor of the blue team.
Warren's gonna come back faster if they
Exactly.
die. Downey's gonna have a lot farther to go.
Yeah, and it's just an unreal defense so far. Again, they had about 5.5 on the clock. They could wind it all down. We saw this last night as well. But a trade for the Reinhardt splits it up. And now no shields on the board. Here we go. Nano boosted soldier in play is slept. However, for how long can these 2 healers hold on to it? Ana's off the board. And now all they have to do is run this one in. And Downey's going to be able to walk this payload in. As they get all 3. They will secure themselves at least a 2nd round of attack with, mind you, a lot of time on the clock, 2:58.
Yep, but that doesn't mean Warren can't match it. I mean, we saw Downey push that payload decently fast. Warren could possibly do it faster. We'll just have to see.
So again, Downey coming out swinging here. I mean, Trunk Monkeys, you can see again, their team names are up on your screen, but again, this really is, just as we say it, a school rivalry between Downey and Warren here inside of the Downey Theater. I mean, that is really what it comes down to. We've seen this throughout all 4 years, where one year it's going to be Warren just taking over the show, but right now Downey's got it in their hands.
Yep. And I really like how quickly Downey responded to the increased aggression from Warren. Their Bastion, they lost 1 fight with their Bastion and switched it up. They said, Bastion, we're done with you. We have a plan for what we're going to play instead. And they responded immediately, and it was fantastic.
It was a great change for them, and obviously it worked out in their favor. They got it all the way down. They got 3 points, and now for Warren, this is tough because now you got to get through what is Downey's great attack so far, and you got to try to match the time back. You don't want to line up with 0 because otherwise it's a 1-tick game.
Yep, exactly.
So right now Warren has the opportunity to do it, but can they come out and swing away is the question, because I mean this time bank is just massive at this point.
What I would love to see from Warren is to utilize, so they have 2 main heals right now. They have Ana and Moira. That's a lot of healing. They need to be utilizing that. They can't, because Downey has technically less healing. So if Warren could just power through it, really utilize the increased healing they have, they might be able to find that, that wedge where they can really be aggressive.
And then you have the hook that's going to have from Don Shrek, and that's going to force Warren back already.
And
So
then you have Roadhog.
yeah, and then Roadhog's a thing, and Roadhog's going to try to be even more of a thing here. Trying to hook away, and the Maze got him walled in, which means now Warren is not going to have a response here for another 10 seconds.
Oh, it seems that Warren might have heard me talking about their double healers. They said, oh, we forgot the Lucio to this magic. Let's bring that in. If they can utilize it, it would be a great help.
They got to
for
push
them.
through it first and foremost here. This is a great positioning if you're on the side of Downey right now. We'll see if that works out for them. It's already 60 seconds gone. We saw it. Remember the first point where Warren just got it, and now again another main wall, but the entire team is there this time. And Warren has himself a good start. However, Don Shrek trying to waggle the finger here right in front of them, takes care of the Reinhardt. However, Squadron's in favor of this team in blue. So Warren's got a chance to win this one out. The Roadhog watches positioning here. It's going to be on the side. We'll see if this works out in their favor. They're going to watch it, and they are going to get rid of him. They're not going to get rid of him. However, the Hanzo fight has won so far on the mirror by Warren, and Warren might have themselves 2 ticks. We'll see if they want to try to hold application. Matrix is also out. They're going to respect the window just a little bit. Almost there. It's 6.7% left to get that tick. But again, the Reinhardt goes down. Dragon Strike on the right side. They don't touch. Add another 2.5.
Alrighty. I mean, for anyone who was doubting Warden, I hope you're reconsidering, because that was a really beautiful push in my opinion. They truly lost their Reinhardt a little early, but they played it slow. They didn't get crazy over-aggressive, and it let them get some picks. It let also their Reinhardt come back, save their Cassidy, who was getting basically one side he had Hanzo, one side he had Roadhog, and then their Reinhardt just came in and saved him, and they were able to, you know, come back in, take it. Really smart play, in my opinion.
And now most times, again, teams will try to push up on this first point. Oh boy, somebody's in trouble. That's K-On, and we're going to talk about this in a second. We'll talk about this in a second here. The flashbang out, the Roadhog was not going to find a pick there. Just take a breather, and Marshmallow's going to go down as well. This Dawn Strike. Roadhog is absolutely falling to the floor, but what I was about to say is, Downey's allowing a lot of room here. They let him go around that archway, around the first turn, where we see a lot of teams be aggressive, but instead, they push him back beyond that bookstore turn.
Yep. Really interesting fight there, because we did see their Reinhardt get hooked, but someone came forward. I actually didn't even see who it was, but helped save their Reinhardt from that aggression. He didn't fall for Roadhog easily. Then he goes and gets their poor Lucio instead.
Yeah, and again, these hooks and a power boosted hook and shotgun. I mean, this is just loads of damage going out right now.
Downey's really utilizing his full fork, you know, not meta, but full fork comp right now. Arisa pulls him in, and then Roadhog pulls him in further. And then the Mercy with the damage boost is just going to make those shots hurt even more.
So Downey right now having themselves a good defensive mode. They're going to use the Valkyrie to try to lead them in, and that's a great hold there from Dart like X. And right now, I mean, this Lucio just getting caught off guard, and again, that's going to waste time because you don't want not to have your Lucio there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it was perhaps miscommunication because only Lucio pushed forward, but the rest of the team didn't quite match that, and that's what allowed him to get picked off.
Supercharger out in the wide open here, right in the middle of the street here, and this Lucio again caught out. Grabs on Surge is huge, though. Fours inside of it. The main wall protects him for a little while, but it does not protect them. From the Dragon Strike, that is forthcoming, goes through every wall, and Warren finally pushes through the fence.
And Warren won that fight with a very, very smart investment of ultimates. They didn't go crazy. They used one here, one there, and they knew that was exactly what they needed. But it's not necessarily their ultimate game. We just have to see what comes out next.
Yeah, I mean, this really is going to be the game of boost cues are going to be used very well here. They're going to use the Blizzard, but already throwing wall leader is going to get punished for it, but the tactical visor comes down, and Downey is just going to unload. It's his brother Horse that's going to get the triple kill for them. And Warren forced back again, so a minute and 45 seconds now on the clock.
Can the Zarya get out?
I think the Zarya gets out. Zarya does get out.
Safe.
And that's huge as well, because that lets you regroup with the team, and you don't have to waste 10 seconds to regroup with that.
And the Zarya can retain any charges you might have.
Absolutely.
Now, Downey did win that fight. A lot of ultimates into it. They don't really have a ton to answer for this next fight. Warren once again fight one, they might win.
Coalescences will duel, but you also have the whole hog. Parsicle trying to aim a radar arrow. Apparently, it goes to the head of Dry Wall here, but instead they trade that with the Helix Walk. It's onto Calitro. But right now, Downey looking good in a 5v4 situation. Earthshatter used and 3 people down. And all you have to do is swing away, get some damage on. And Downey puts up a fence with a minute left.
Now they still do have time, and we are still seeing a decent amount of ultimate on the board here. Just because they didn't win that last fight, sometimes just means you have more in your pocket for next fight. So it can either be a tactic, and so they have, more to work with. Downey still doesn't have quite too much of an answer should this next fight get really, really aggressive on Warren's side. And because we're coming up on the last fight, we're going to expect a lot of ultimates to come out, and they need to respond in a proper manner.
Well, Warren's going to have to find some way to execute here because they got 24 seconds to push this up a couple more meters. They were within 3/4 of a meter, and they could not get it. Dragon Strike's going to come out very early, so is the Deadeye. Is this going to find anything? It does. Marshmallow's going to be able to get there with the Deadeye. Takes down the War, which is great for them because that's a main healer down. And now it's just a scrum fight. However, oh boy, the Cowboy almost goes down with a hook combo now, and they've got him up the payload, but the contest was still there. However, Downey taking care of it so far. The house being swept up. The second point could be garnered here. The Graviton Surge catches nothing. And the tactical advisor is out. All they have to do is spread the floor, get the kills. The overtime clock will run out, and Downey is now 1 point away from lifting up the cup for a second time.
That was a very, very exciting Kingsborough play, if I must say so myself. There was a lot going on there. It was hard for me to even catch everything that went on. And again, I think we saw every single ultimate come out. Maybe I missed it. We saw Grab, we saw Sights, we saw Deadeye, we saw 2 beats on both sides and a whole hog.
Perfect play.
Unfortunately, wasn't enough to secure Warren's win. But that doesn't mean they're out of this game yet. We have seen reverse sweeps how many times in Overwatch? A lot.
Yep, and it could happen at any given moment here. So again, up the score right now to Downey. They're up 2-0 in a best-of-5 situation. They only need 1 more point in order to secure themselves the cup that's sitting across from us a couple of steps away. And so, I mean, Downey's in a really good position right now. Perfection so far. We talked about the way that their perfection has led them up to this point. Downey 5-0, Warren 4-0. Neither team has dropped a single map, and so far it's looking like this is the Downey Viking show right now because, again, they have not dropped a single map. This is their 17th straight map win.
Yeah. Looking at these 2 matches so far, I really think that Downey is going to need to find an answer. Warren's going to have to find an answer for Downey's Roadhog and for Downey's Ana, because Downey's Ana was landing an amazing amount of anti-grenades on the enemy team, and it was just making tanks and healers have to advance with access to no healing at all, and their Roadhog was landing so many hooks, getting so many early picks, and they're really, really going to have to basically answer to that or be so aggressive that they don't even have time to utilize those things.
Well, we'll talk about next map coming up here in a little while, but first and foremost, we saw early on the Downey cheerleaders, so how about we get out the Warren cheerleaders now to bring some entertainment to us. How about the Warren cheerleaders, folks? All right, well, there they are, the Warren cheerleaders. We saw the Viking cheerleaders. We saw the Bear cheerleaders. Now we get down to map number 3, which could be what could be the final map of play. And back here inside of the booth, of course, Clutch alongside Gyros right here. We've got ourselves a 2-0 series. For those of you just joining us, a little bit of a recap. Go to first map, and it's going to be all basically Downey winning 200-0 on Ilios on the very first map. First part was a 100-0 going on the Ruins. Second map was 100-0 on the Well. And what was a game changer actually in my mind was that sound wave off of the map to that Hanzo. I mean, that was huge for them to get rid of that damage early on. Go on to the second map. It's basically King's Row. that was just absolutely a winner for Downey.
Yep. A lot of, again, we did talk about a little bit of scrappy fights, but it was something I really like is it does seem that these teams are, at least have some sort of plan for their ultimates each fight. We're seeing only 2, sometimes 3 ultimates getting invested, you know, which we've seen other teams invest all of their ultimates without thinking needlessly, and they don't have anything necessarily to answer for the next fight. That's not really what we're seeing here, except maybe 1 or 2 fights. And to me, that really says about the discipline that these teams have been working on, you know, because that takes a lot of practice to say, hey, you use your ultimate, I'm not going to use mine. Because lots of times when you don't have that practice, you just think only about yours.
Yeah, and again, you talk about ultimate usage here, and Downey is, again, making the most of it. And even in regular fights, too, they're not using the ultimate to their should I say it, ultimate advantage. I mean, really, it's not a fight that Warren has been wanting, but with the ultimates, they looked really good. We saw the Graviton Search Dragon Strike back on the second map of King's Road. That worked out super well for them when they have their ultimates, but in the dry run right now, Downey's got it.
Definitely, but I wouldn't count them out just yet. And you know I am a fan of longer series. We had a beautiful 2-2 yesterday. That's what I'm hoping for today. So for now, I'm going to root for Downey. And once they're tied, then they can go free for all, and I don't care who wins. I just hope they have a good match.
Well, I think everybody wants to see a good long match, but right now, if you're a Downey Viking, you want to see this match end right here. You want to see that trophy lifted up right here and now after this map is over. So let's see if that does happen. And of course, the teams are getting set up as we get ready to go here. And talking about the season overall, again, these two teams have gone at it within their own high schools, might I add. I mean, go to the Downey High School League and you've got yourself, right, 11 teams in there. Talk about, again, if you're going by teams alone, that's 66 players. That's already at Downey. Go to the side of Warren, they had 10 teams play, that's 50. So, I mean, that's a lot of Overwatch to be played, and it finally culminates here after a couple of weeks. And now we're all set to go here for the championship, and in a great atmosphere, mind you. This crowd has been loud all night.
I love this crowd. I honestly think this is one of the best crowds we have had at one of these tournaments in the history of us coming out here.
Yeah, first time, by the way, that the lower deck and the upper deck has been filled.
Yep.
So first time for everything, but first time, and we get to hear how loud it gets in here with the Thunder Sticks and all, and everybody's here.
I love the Thunder Sticks. Whoever's idea that was great. Thank you.
Yep, so the Thunder Sticks, brilliant idea, and now we're out here ready to go for map number 3. So let's get started with map number 3. Our next map is Escort. It'll be Rialto, but an explanation of Escort is needed, so here you go. In Escort, there are attacking and defending teams. The attacking team's objective is to push a payload through the map. The defending team's job is to stop them. The attacking team must escort the payload by having at least one team member on the payload to advance it. If a defender contests the payload, it will stop moving until the defenders are cleared off. If a payload hits a checkpoint, the attacking team is awarded additional time. Once completing the round, the teams will switch sides. If the teams have the same amount of points, the distance of the card is the tiebreaker. Whichever team is able to push their payload the furthest wins the match. So basically speaking, just get it as far as you can.
Yeah,
it's basically what it is, to get as far as you can.
Get on the cart, get the other team off of it.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
As long as you can.
And we always hate to see it. By the way, when we filmed that, it was a 1v1, and it's always been of your character, Sombra, just going away by the hands of a soldier.
I bullied you the first 2 times, though, but you didn't, you know, nobody saw that.
Yeah, you bullied me twice already, so at this point we don't know. But all right, let's take a look at this. Rialto, very enclosed map, if you will. I mean, I shouldn't say enclosed, but within the walls and the streets at the very least.
Especially this first corner.
Yeah, and you, I mean, as well. I mean, you've also got like a way for like Junkrat to flourish, obviously.
True.
Between the walls, if you're on the lower floor, snipers can also work here as well.
Yeah, nothing quite as tight as King's Row, though. Street space King's Row is very, very tight. This one has a little bit more space to work with, and I'm hoping to see a little bit of mix-up in the top.
There is a little bit of a mix-up already if we're taking a look at what we've already got. So see how they want to start this again. Downey only needs to win this one, and it is game over. Warren wins this. We head on to map 4. However, let's talk about the Junkrat flourishes.
We can always talk about the Junkrat because Junkrat's my favorite.
Yeah. Well, don't let anybody in the back here. But Junkrat flourishes here. And Marshmallow does get taken down, but that's not before already 3 people go down with the ship. Look how far back Warren is pushed. I mean, Downey's just putting him on the brink.
Very good on the Warren's tank, so to kind of recognize, hey, this
Bionian, and that's going to put the on out of position for a little while. The Bionian takes care of Bacon Pancake. Spawner still in favor of Warren, so they couldn't come back fast. However, they got to get rid of him. See if they do, and somehow Brother Horse gets out. Back to a 6v6 situation, and a great Bionian. Kaon and Cookie are both Bionated, which means Warren's going to have so much trouble now coming back at this point. Rem's is going to swing away here. There's a little bit of a sub going on, I believe. Downey puts in Rem. It will not matter. Downey strikes first. They add another 2.5 to the clock.
Brother Horse has just been basically running rampant in the back line for this first point. You know, they don't really have an answer, and they haven't been really running to the full rest. We did see Marshmallow try to oh my gosh, massive grab down surge on the side of Downey, but it doesn't feel like anyone falls.
It doesn't seem like anybody does fall in that case, so might have been a little bit of a check down ult, but sometimes ults are like that. Here comes the Riptire. That's going to see if it finds anything. However, its positioning we don't know about just yet. Will it find something? It's taking a really long time for it to go off, and it doesn't.
Warren did a really good job of backing off and basically giving that tire nothing to kill.
Now the Dragon Blade, all Zontrek has to do is slash hack away with a nano boost. And Downey is in major control here. They are in the driver's seat. Thank you very much to Zontrek. By the way, moves on over from tank to DPS. It's working for them so far.
Absolutely. And we did talk about the double healer, something I want to note on the side of Warren. But they don't have a defensive ultimate for that nano blade, which means they need to shut down that Genji when that nano blade comes out. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to find an answer for it.
And look at that again. By the way, that was only 2 fights we've had so far. I believe in my mind, 2 fights that we've had, 2 or 3 fights we've had so far. Downey's already got the second point. 5.5 left to go.
Yep. But again, that doesn't mean that Warren can't push it just as fast. Absolutely. Finding that map that works for you.
Right now, Downey's looking good. They're going to switch on over to Pharah. They have the Summer. The Summer is going to lead them in. We'll see if that works out in their favor. The Earth Shatter is big. At least 3 people down from that view. And a trade-off happens. Marshmallow going down as well as Reactor 5. However, it's seeming like Warren's going to be able to put up the fence for right now. So 5 minutes. We're on that time back. Still got about 5 left to go, but I mean, this part might be a really good pick.
Beautiful pick on Bacon Pancake. Bacon Pancake on that Ana. That is going to be crucial for Downey to have to be able to push.
Marco on the Cowboy now. So again, you got land damage, you got air damage now, especially with the Pharah, but
the Pharah doesn't have a mercy though.
Yeah, there's no pocket really for the Pharah. So this could be fairly challenging.
They're gonna have to play really safe. Play with their Ana, with their Moira.
Switching on over from the Junkrat to the Soldier, by the way, as well during the middle of that, so they do have something going for them. However, Bionate gets 2, so Warren doesn't jump on it. I mean, they had 2 on the Bionate, so they had an opportunity to do so. Downey did back off, so I mean, we'll see if this works out in their favor. Here comes the hack and slash away. They Bionate before that nanoboost can go off. It ain't gonna matter. Dontrek's just gonna slash away. And they have themselves a fight win. Downey wants the cup and they want it bad. Wins their 1-fight territory as the payload gets into the home stretch.
It's going to be really important for Warren to invest smartly into this next fight. It could be the only thing keeping them alive, but even if they win, if they invest everything, they won't have anything for the fight after.
Could be final fight here. Somebody's got to touch. Grubdown Search is going to keep them out. However, somebody gets there. It's going to be the Moira, and every ultimate invested, but Downey's going to have Brother Horse bring up a 3-piece. The Rocket Barrage gets them 2. Spawner in favor of Warren, but it's not going to hold for long, and Downey gets one of the quickest attacks. You can get a 3.5-minute time bank there. The Graviton Surge do so well to zone them out for a little while. The only people they had on point really was the Pharah and the Moira to answer.
What just happened? I feel like Warren wiped out so much of Downey, and then all of a sudden Downey was back.
Well, it was also thanks to a Brother Horse triple kill.
True.
With that tactical visor in a great position to do so on the side where really nobody's paying attention. You really have to stay on the point in that meantime. But again, it was just Downey's success and plenty of time left to go on the clock. Again, if these teams go the distance with both getting 3 points, we play a second round. Having 331 is a great opportunity.
Sorry, I was very distracted by this beautiful, lovely boat ride we're taking through the canals of
Yes, kudos to our
here.
observers, by the way, back there. Kudos to our observers. I mean, they're doing
Thank
a
you for
wonderful
putting
job.
us on the boat.
Yes, on the Great Gondola ride. It's always a lovely show. I think we're also riding on the boats in Italy. That's got to be
Have you
such
done
a
that before?
No,
Oh, okay.
never.
Oh,
It looks so good. It looks fun.
It does. I'm very, very excited to
And
see
our observer's still on the boat.
what is going to be Warren's answer for this.
Well, we know where our observers want to go next. They want to go to Europe. They want to travel on the gondola rides.
Yep.
I mean, gondola rides. I mean, they want to go there. We know it already. So 5 seconds left to go to assemble here in the Heroes phase. Warren needs all 3 in order to extend the series. Downey can win it in this round by denying them any access.
This could be our last map that we see before that championship trophy. Warren needs a beautiful reverse sweep in order to stay in this game. They need to push this payload all the way, the same distance we saw Downey was just before. Let's see what answers they have to slow down these aggression.
Right now, Downey is having to back off just a little bit. They have that Genji there to deflect the hook. Warren, again, you can hear the crowd in our mics right now. They are cheering for their teams.
They're staying nicely balled up behind that Reinhardt. I like it.
Yeah, and this is a great shield from them so far, especially with the bubbles as well as the shield. And another great Bionade. This could be the opportunity to push in. And Downey's going to be able to get themselves a start. However, Warren is trying to deny them access. Already building him a nano boost, and here we go. I mean, this is no opportunity here for Downey to win out this fight, but they turn it around anyways. They turn them right back. Is it Brooks gonna get the wrestle up? He does. And they're just holding on, but I mean, this isn't a great play right now. They're just holding on to too many.
Downey is fearless. We don't know. Warren could push back, but it does seem like they're gonna back off for now. All right, sometimes it is smarter to just stop, be like, wait, we need to regroup. Can't push into this mindlessly. Something I think I would really like to see on the side of Warren, off tank who can help the Reinhardt when he gets left or anti-nated, because a Roadhog
This grabs on surge is huge. The dash even better. All Rim has to do is swing away. And they've got themselves a team kill. Athena shots team kill for the second time in this series. And right now, Downey is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I really, really wish we could see a little bit more, basically, predictiveness maybe from Warren, because you need to be predicting the ultimate that your team has. And you need to be able to think, okay, they have this, I need to answer to this. What are we going to do?
It's a good start for them. Reactor 05 goes down. That's a loose goes down. Dragon Strike goes down the lane. And that might get a few. The whole hog also is going to help you out. And the Bears now leading the push. They've got themselves a chance at this. But right now, Warren will back off. But will they back off for the entire fight is a question, because they did have some space. There's a little left. We'll see if they want to try to get inside there. However, there's the Bionade that you want. There's the sleep that you want. They are going to try to contest it. Here we go. Back in action. 90 seconds left to go. That's a big take for them. They get rid of Bren. That's huge. Onto the Sigma. They try to get rid of him. And what a great shot. Brother Horse aims for the head. And Marshmallow goes down, but the res does come out. It's back to a 65 situation. Reactor 05 goes down again. And that is not a good sign if you're the side of Downey. Already losing a healer, already losing a Genji. They back off, and another 2.5 down at the Warren's block.
Can I just say, once again, beautiful sleeps and anti-nades on the side of War. It was not enough to win them this fight, but wow, a good choice. It is wonderful.
Yeah, you would love to see at the end of this game, if there was a stat for it, how many Bionades have landed.
Parsicle also, something I really did like last fight, is Downey's Ana is doing so much work. And Parsicle said, you're causing me problems. And in the middle of everything, was shooting down on the Ana and making it harder for them to heal. And that's really, really
See where they want to go. The soldier has nowhere to run. No more space, no more time. Dash away, dash away, dash away. All that Genji goes. Banana boost invested as well, but Downey able to hold them off. Still got plenty of time on the clock, though. That 2.5 was big.
Plenty of time. What can we even predict for this next fight? We are seeing a change here, but poor bacon pancakes right off the side.
Right. Again, that's huge too. That's from the accretion. That ain't even from a Lucy or whatever. That's from an accretion. That's very rare.
The boost for the accretion is very, very small. So
to knock somebody off the map is rare.
Whenever I get a boost with a Ross like that, I'm like, yes, you are too close to the edge. Haha.
Too close to the edge for most characters, really, except for maybe Lucio, because Lucio's knockback is way too long. Doing it with an accretion is really good. But here we go. 2 minutes left to go on the clock. Down to the 2-minute warning. Bionade again. Look at this. A support and a tank, but it's kept in. And the crowd's on surge. It's huge. That's 2 people inside of it. They survive for now. And they try to hook in, and that's a great hook. Bacon pancake, leaving them in the dust right now. And that gravitic flux is used, but dies. So no damage along comes with it. And now they have to now they have to do is hold on to this Lucio, and they do. They're going to allow the payload to push in, and Warren's got themselves an attack.
All right, I am very interested in these switches I'm seeing. Seeing a Winston, seeing a Bat Beast. I don't know if we've seen the Bat on the side of Warren yet. I really like to see how they utilize these immortality fields.
I mean, let's see what does work out here. And another good Bionade. Again, these Bionades have been so good, both on Cookie and Chaos. Dragon Strike goes down the middle with nothing to help it.
They need to find a way to negate these sleeves and these Bionades. Every fight is opening with one on Warren, and it's really making it hard for them to have effective pushes.
A minute left till Downey can hold up the cup.
Brother Horse.
But Brother Horse goes down. Warren needs to add another 90 to the clock. There is no longer a chance. There is no longer a chance, by the way, of these Timex matching up. So Downey's in a really good position regardless. Tactical Visor's going to come out from Marshmallow. This is just going to get deflected for now, gets them out of the room at the very least, and Downey's got 4 down. The question is now, with it being that close, and another good hook. With the payload being that close, do you want to contest right now after that kill? That answer is no.
Yeah, it looks like Downey's pushing in.
They still got the second point, so they add another 2.5 to the clock.
Too little, too late, and they have to go to. Now they have to get to the third point.
I mean, really, it's coming down to these last fights. It almost went down to the overtime clock for them to get anywhere. And another Bionade. Again, look at that. Right on the Roadhog. Cannot heal. He's stunned out for a little while. Immortality field goes down, and Downey once again puts up a fence at the very start of the point.
Warren is having definitely a hard time with this, although I am very interested in the Tracer pick right here. I would love to see what kind of damage we can. Hopefully they can put a little bit more pressure on the healers as well, because that's Tracer's job. Getting into the back line, really putting that pressure, especially on an Ana who kind of needs to focus and to be able to heal her team. And even if the Tracer doesn't necessarily kill her, kind of like distract her a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this is now down, so 1 minute left to go. This is either one last fight, or this is 2 quick fights. Yeah, lots of space. Downey's giving them the room that they need. But it's around this corner, and the level change here is just immense. I mean, there's so much space. Gravitic Flux is going to come out. That's 2 people inside of it. The Immortality could also use. And Downey wants to end this. They want it now. Gravitic Flux, Dragon Blade used. They just want this one to end. 30 seconds left to go. Warren needs to get rid of this fence. And they're doing so. This Tracer, I mean, you talk about it. The Tracer, not a bad pick here. Is going to come out. Nothing new in there. Sound Barrier comes down. Graviton Surge also invested, or not, excuse me, not Graviton Surge. Sound Barrier invested at the same time.
They're still backing up even with the Sound Barrier.
Yeah, and look how far they're pushing here. 10 seconds left to go. Clock will most likely run into overtime unless somehow Warren runs off the point. Shouldn't happen. Down to the final. Down to the final 5. What are you made of? Showtime in prime time. Downey wants to end it, but Marshmallow isn't going to allow it. Double kill on the Tactical Visor, making a triple here. Marshmallow going to try to end this right now. They have the Cowboy out. All that's left to do is get rid of this Hanzo.
Stay on this point.
All you have to do is stay on. Warren's trying to force the second round here inside of their attack. They get rid of the Hanzo. Down to the final few meters. Can they get there? This Lucio's going to cause a lot of problems. They get up there, and they get all 3. We play on.
We play on, ladies and gentlemen. One said, we're not letting you take that trophy just yet. We want the praise. We want the glory. What a beautiful, beautiful push there. Oh my goodness. I'm like shaky. I'm a little excited. I'm just like, what do I even say? That was so exciting. You know when you get so excited you're watching Overwatch, but you're not absorbing what you're seeing? Sometimes a fight ends, I'm like, I don't know what I just saw, but I know I liked it.
A showtime in prime time. Marshmallow showing up in prime time, obviously.
Definitely.
Getting the triple kill with the Tactical Visor. Well, 2 kills on the Tactical Visor, but at the end getting that 3rd kill, huge for them.
I think Marshmallow actually got at least 4 or 5 kills.
Right, but I mean, getting rid of 4 or 5 right around that home stretch turn.
Yep.
And that's huge for them.
Yep.
And you get the hook right at the end as well to get that Lucio out of play, because that Lucio can stall for so long if you don't take care of it early.
I didn't quite see. Did we see how close to beat Downey's Lucio was?
I think it was close. I think it might have been a few % away.
Yeah, sometimes getting that Lucio can be the basically make or break it. Because if that beat comes out, it can save an entire team.
By the way, as well, because Warren ran out of time, Downey gets an additional minute on the clock. Downey, and now it's not going to be Downey attacking first. Warren has 60 seconds to do what they can. There will be no added time the rest of the way. This is it.
They have to do the entire push in 1 minute. Once that clock runs out, if all of them leave the cart, it is over, and Downey will have a chance to attack instead.
And you really don't want to lose it here around the first turn. Downey is giving the space though, and I think they believe that they can give them this space because even if they make this turn, I mean, 4:31 is plenty of time.
Yeah, definitely. Give them time to think. Give them time to plan. Give them time to work on ultimates where Warren doesn't have that luxury right now. They need progress.
And if you want to stop progress, Brother Horse is going to help you out. That's a headshot onto Marshmallow already. And 18 seconds left to go. Again, you've got to remember, there's a time bank here. 15 seconds left. Misses the hook.
Another huge bio grenade on the side of Downey.
Article and Cookie again. I mean, again, Cookie's been the target of these bio nades since it's been huge every single time. And again, no bait doesn't help this either. So 3 seconds left to go. Here we go. This might be it. Dontrick able to get rid of Cookie and Bacon Pancake down as well. 6v4 situation. Downey wants to end it on this first turn. Trying to get what they can. Desario doing a lot of work. Immortality Field can only save you for so long. Park's able to get care of Donstrike. Now the Hanzo has to do the rest of the work. The overtime clock will start to run. It'll start to run faster and faster as more time goes along here. They try to get back onto the point. The overtime clock will start to run. Can anybody get there? That answer is no.
Downey has 45.39 meters to push this payload. And they have 4.5 minutes to do it. Not impossible. We've seen crazier things happen.
Absolutely. Crazier things have happened before where 45.4 meters, one turn decides whether or not you lift up that trophy or if we play game 4.
Yep. I am wondering, is Warren going to pull out some crazy strats? Are they going to double down on what they've been playing so far? And is Downey instead also perhaps looking at maybe pulling out a couple tricks they haven't yet? We are seeing a little bit of different investment in a few different characters so far that look promising, I think, and I'm very excited to see how they are played in order to hopefully get this as far as they can. I feel like Warren knows what they need to do, and they're making an attempt to reach that goal.
Now again, Warren has to put up one of the biggest fences you are ever going to have to see.
We're putting a lot of pressure on them. I feel kind of bad.
Well, there is pressure. 4.5 minutes left to go before this series might be over.
You're right.
I mean, they have to defend the golden box of victory right there in front of them. If that payload reaches that golden box, it's game over.
Yep.
So here we go. 4.5 minutes could be the deciding factor between a championship and an extended series. See what happens. Giving them a lot of space at the very first turn. Again, that bridge, you can knock off people, but they don't choose not to. They're going to hold them at the golden box. Can't allow them too much room. Any shots hit is big here. Another good violate. Bacon Pancake can't kill. Take a breather. Useless. In this situation, they're going to have to let them have the corner. The hook pulls them back for just a little while, but Brother Horse aims for Cookie's head. That golden box of victory right there. Contested by the main for a little while, but the clean house is out. They will clean the trophy with the broom, and Downey's going to give themselves the championship. For the 4th year of this rivalry, the Vikings have tied up the series, and the cup is theirs in 2021.
What a series. What a series. I think definitely our main tanks, first of all, to give a little credit, need to give themselves a pat on the back, both on the winning side and the losing side. Kaon doing an absolute just massive swing of the hammer there, and for his main tank, instead of having to deal with those anti-nades constantly, and I know from playing main tank that having to deal with that is rough. It is so hard, and they fought through it so with every fiber of their being. They fought through it, and that is so commendable. Both teams brought everything to this fight. They have been fighting this entire series, and we saw them. We saw them arrive, we saw them set up, we saw them warm up, and we saw them so ready to go.
GG.
And I really think that win or loss, everyone needs to feel amazing tonight, because aside from the game itself, we're putting on something amazing here for esports.
Yep.
This is the birth of a new era.
And Downey coming out, and they are going to meet in the middle here for the final greetings, the final handshakes. In the end, it is the Vikings of Downey So we'll lift up the trophy one more time. They are the defending champions. They are now two-time defending champions here. And again, for the first time since 2019, we've had a physical event. Last year when they did this, they could not lift up that trophy together. And now they have the chance to. Because now, I mean, we're back here inside of Downey, beautiful Downey Theater here in Downey, California. As we eclipse the 8 o'clock hour, we have a champion. A defending champion is back in our midst. And Downey will lift up the trophy one more time. I mean, what a series between these two.
Yep, definitely. And it seems like everyone's in relatively good spirits, which I'm really glad. I really hope that no matter how this game went, everyone can kind of, everyone
come to the stage.
Feels like pumped and excited for what they had.
All right, so with that being said, we will sign off for right now, but let's go to our trophy presentation here with Alan to give our winning team the championship trophy here in 2021. Alan, take it away.
All right, so let's give it up for two great teams. We're just waiting on a few people to come to the stage. Wait 1 minute. Mr. House. Mr. House. All right, so we go here. Okay. All right, again, thank you for coming. We had what a great match. Even though 3-0, they are still, all the maps were hard fought. Second place team, Warren High School. Come get your trophies. You're going to hand them the trophies. Coach. And the winning team and defending champions, Downey High School! And the coveted district trophy is going back home to Downey! Again, thank you for coming out. I hope you all had fun. You were certainly loud. We love that. Drive safe. Happy holidays. We'll see you next year. What? No, we want pictures with you guys. So. you not?